Where my girls at?
Keep it spicy, man. Keep it locked in.
Where my girls at?
Keep on watching while the beat keep knocking.
Where my girls at?
You love the flow, it's the ladies' show.
Where my girls at? Yeah. Where my girls at?
Everybody, please like, share, and subscribe. Today we have a guest that comes so often, and we're so glad that they are here with us. We got a big guest, everybody. So, gurus, everybody, welcome in Wanda D and Eric Floyd.
Yay!
Welcome.
All right, so you guys haven't been on the show for a while. What is going on in Wanda D world? Because we know there's so much going on. You guys are coming off of a tour, right?
Yes.
Well, we're not finished
We're
yet.
not finished. We leave tomorrow to finish the last leg of it
Yes.
in Germany.
Oh my God. That's exciting.
We leave tomorrow. So after this, we finish packing, and then it's to the airport. It's funny because Germany was the first country Wanda ever played as a singer back in 1991. She went to Europe first as a DJ in
And rapper.
84.
Yeah. GJ first, then a rapper.
Right, on the heels of Beat Street. So the first time she ever sang in another country was Germany. It was Frankfurt and Munich. They call it München.
All right.
I call it München. Dresden, the Black Forest, Dorf Münsterland. And it's funny, we go to Germany once every 4 years or so, but we're going back to do the same 8 cities again, just in different orders. And 8 cities does not mean 8 shows. Some of those cities you do multiple shows based on demand.
There you go.
There's a magazine called Polestar. You can look it up. Polestar is the Bible of touring. So whenever you go to be booked in another country, a promoter needs to know whether you are a nightclub artist, a theater artist, an arena artist, a festival headlining artist, or a stadium artist. Those are 5 different genres of artists. And you can lie all you want. You know, I want $500,000 a night because I could fill arenas. And he's like, hold on a second. He'd go right to Polestar and look you up and go, excuse me, but the last date, you did about 800 people. That's not our biggest nightclub here holds about 2,000. So you can't lie when it comes to Polestar. So for instance, I believe we did a blast about a month ago, and it showed that Wanda's show in Bulgaria did $1.2 million in one night. And that was 15,000 people.
Wow. Wow.
And then it's more than Janet Jackson. So we are blessed that in this country, in the U.S., we don't fill stadiums in the U.S. by no stretch of the imagination. But thank God there's about 216 other countries outside of the U.S. where we're able to fill arenas and stadiums and make really big money.
Another thing, too, I wanted to get your take, because I know there's a lot going on when it comes to the distribution of music. As a matter of fact, Snoop Dogg said that he had got a plaque from, I believe it was Spotify, and he said that he had got 1 billion streams. He said for the 1 billion streams, he got $45,000. What is your take around, because things are shaking and moving. We got record companies going out of business. What is your take on how the music industry is going about these type of distributions?
Well, Prince predicted all of this before he died, that music is going to be free. The only way you'll be able to sell your music now is at your concert dates and your merchandise and making money that way.
When Prince did the musicology tour, his tickets, which were always reasonably priced, was $87.50. Most seats, $87.50, which you know is ridiculous for Prince. But his logic was, this is about 2004, it's like 20 years ago. His logic was, you're paying $70 to see me, and you're paying the extra $17.50 to get my CD for free. So when you walked in, they handed you the musicology CD. You already bought it in your ticket price.
Yeah.
And he could have charged $400 a ticket, but he didn't. God bless him,
Yeah.
But he said, soon you'll be giving your music away, and the only thing that they can't reduplicate so far is you. So work on being the best live entertainer you can be, because that's what they can't reduplicate. AI can't do that.
Yeah.
They can't
So-
produce Tina Turner and her essence. So that's why we say it's not sing business.
It's show
It's show business. And he with the best show wins.
wins.
So that means that all the artists that is starting out, that's hitting this business, that think they're gonna blow up tomorrow and this, that, and the third, what does that mean for people like them? Cause they not getting all of those people to their shows.
They're gonna have a hard ways to go. That's all I have to say.
You speak some languages.
like-
How do you say your French? It's a fly.
Yeah. They don't. Yeah, these big record companies that's left are not giving out advances or bonuses anymore. They want you to do all the work, and they step in at the end, and once you cross the finish line, and then they want to contribute.
If you're able to blow yourself up,
Yeah.
then the record labels will come in and say, hey, now that the horse has crossed the finish line, I'd like to bet on that horse. But I want you to put this stat in your mind. They say there's 8.8 billion people in the world. And they say no less than 10 million a day. Now, I find that hard to believe, but I'm not all over the world like that. I'm not omnipresent, like God. They said up to 10 million people a day release a single a day. That's 70 million a week. And 7 times 4, that's 280 million people. Right. A month trying to be noticed. Anyone who has basic equipment in their bedroom or their living room, don't forget what's Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas created those Grammy Award-winning albums in her bedroom about death and despair and suicide. Okay, but still, is that what we're doing now? Death, decay, and suicide. Still, 280 million people, or it could be the same people in repeat, saying, notice me, notice me, notice me. Nothing is sacred. Remember Sade did an album every 6 years? Stevie Wonder, every 5 years. Michael Jackson every 7 years.
James Brown put out an album like 3 a year.
But now, because it's so saturated, nobody's special anymore.
Yeah.
And what's an artist without promotion?
Right.
Nothing. What's a record without promotion? Nothing.
So basically, to put this in layman's terms, right, for everybody out there that's listening, basically, in order to do this music thing, you can look at record labels like the bank to a degree, right?
But even what happened to wedding singers? Nobody want to be a wedding singer? Like nobody want to be a blues singer? Like nobody want to do that? You can still make good money from that.
I know. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you can.
That's the best way to build your audience.
Yeah.
That's
Is
like,
to do it as a life.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh,
Go to grassroots way.
You are
Yeah.
correct. It's better to stop trying to go viral,
yeah.
sit your ass down and work bars
Yeah.
and clubs, just like we did, and build your fan base, because followers don't buy tickets to shows.
No.
The record labels say, well, how many followers do you have?
Only
Yeah. Right.
fans.
Exactly.
To me, that is one of the non-business.
Yeah, everything is by following now.
Right.
Yeah.
That don't
Yeah,
mean
so-
anything.
By following.
Exactly. It literally means
Social
nothing.
media. Yeah,
No.
social media doesn't put asses in the seats.
No, it doesn't.
Exactly.
Fans do.
Correct.
Followers can unfollow you. Fans will follow you till the day you die.
They'll support you.
Yep. Exactly.
Wanda has very few followers. If you go to any of her social
Yeah.
media, you won't see millions and millions and hundreds of thousands.
No.
In fact, on social media, Wanda might be 100 air.
Yeah.
1,000 air.
Yeah. About.
But where it counts is when her name goes on the marquee overseas. And I'm not just talking Europe. We're talking Southeast Asia and Asia, major and minor, South America, Africa. And we've played 6 of the 7 continents. Nobody's looking for her in Antarctica. We just didn't have nobody in Antarctica. But there she sells out to the tune of, 100,000 people a night, 80,000 people a night. But yet her followers are like this. It shows you how inconsequential having followers really are. If you want to get a brand deal, maybe, and sell, Hanes hosiery on your social media or Head and Shoulders, I wouldn't get any. Maybe I might get the head part, but okay. So I got no hair anymore. But you know what I'm saying? If you're looking to do commercials on your social media, then maybe you need a whole bunch of followers for that. But it does not correlate to ticket sales or record sales, not followers.
Not at all.
All right, so we're having a controversy right now, within some music people regarding who's the girl with the loud. I'm sorry for not knowing her name at this time. It's been a long day. The girl with the loud hair.
Ice Spice?
Ice Spice. Okay.
Ice Spice.
The loud hair.
Yeah, that's supposed to turn to that orange hair in the business. So,
Right.
He said loud, like, oh yeah, her.
I know. Pick one.
For her and there's a couple of other female artists at like Sexy Red, and then there's another female artist. I believe, remember Gurus, that she started off like scary kind of thing. She had like a scary flow to her, and like she had this hard voice.
Correct, Dochi?
No, it's another.
I know who you talking about. What's her name? That New York rapper, right?
It was almost like a throwback to Onyx.
Scarlet.
Scarlet.
Okay, Scarlet.
Now, my thing is that
I didn't know.
can I get your opinion? Right now, I'm just gonna be 100% real. I don't see no Michael Jacksons coming into the game right now. I don't see nobody coming into the game that could change it right now. What, Wanda D, is your I guess how do you look at these girls that really I don't know, the industry is undecided about what they either want to do with them or what they can do for the industry?
I can't speak on what they're doing that's best for them. We need all kinds. All female artists can't all be alike, because then there's certain fans you have to reach and bring them up to speed and give them your take on how you want to.
I like Eric's expressions. Anyway, go ahead, Wanda. What you were saying?
He asked you your opinion, so please feel free.
Well, let me be free.
I'm not. My eyes are saying everything, but I'm not saying. Go ahead.
Well, I can't criticize him because I was criticized heavily.
He didn't ask you to criticize him. He just said your opinion.
But this is my opinion.
Okay, please take your time.
Well, yeah, let them do what they want to do, and it's their sexuality. As long as they're in charge of it, I'm all for it.
Right.
Because, like I said, I had a hard ways to go when I came in, and everybody criticized me. Everybody had something to say, but because we were doing something that was never done before, bringing glamour into the rap industry. And so if this is what came of what we did, these are the babies that were birthed from it, then they have a right to express themselves in the way they want to express themselves.
That's true. I will say, though, and I'm going to let Eric speak about this, but I will say that I think you guys were a different breed.
Right.
You know, the things that you guys can do while you're asleep is a big deal for these groups. Eric, what's your thoughts on that?
Oh, you want my thoughts? It's very sweet and a good-natured woman, and I appreciate that. However, the things that Wanda did 40 years ago has proven itself to withstand the test of time. because sex sells, but class prevails. And no matter what Wanda was rapping about when she rapped and singing about when she began singing in 7 languages, it was always classy. Double entendre is wonderful. Like we all know, she's never put the N word in her songs. No, no, no. Those words were never uttered. So she's still proud to be able to perform those songs 40 and 30 years later because there was nothing to be ashamed of. When you talk about wet ass, all this stuff carrying on, and you have to then age from your 20s to 30s to 40s to 50s, who wants to see Tina Turner at 65, God rest her soul, singing about her wet ass 65? I mean, you have to at least put something positive into the universe. Music is a gift. Everyone doesn't know how to do music. So if you've been given the gift and then a platform to display the gift, at least do and say something positive with it. Didn't our mothers all teach us if you have nothing good to say, that maybe you shouldn't say nothing at all?
Hey gurus, Funny Marco calls out 6'3" WNBA star Angel Reese for not being submissive in her relationship. In March 2024, Angel Reese broke up with her boyfriend at the time, Cameron Fletcher, who she began dating while in college. So gurus, there are 2 questions. In your view, what does being submissive to a man mean? And number 2, is it okay for a woman to be submissive to a man who's a lot shorter than her?
Are you serious? Is it about height?
They play too much.
I'm 5'2", so if the man is a lot shorter than me, then
You and Kevin Hart.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know. You know what? What did they say? Was it spoken about why they broke up?
I don't know the story. I don't know the story on why they broke up.
Well, I don't know like the whole backstory, but all I'm gonna say is, and I would love the couple to speak on this. Submission is not for your boyfriend. Really not. Like people throw that word around, and especially the young men of this generation, and they take it as you're supposed to listen to everything I say and do what I say. And you know why? Because this generation is completely out of divine order. So they have no idea what submission even means.
Yeah.
I would love to hear from the couple because my stance is submission is not, that was never meant for couples. That's not, because that's not what it's supposed to be. And y'all use that word. It's a very strong word, and y'all just use it. Y'all just throw it out there, just like that N word. I don't like it either. Y'all just use it for everything. So that's my thing. I hate when I hear that. I'm like, please.
Because it makes it sound like a woman should just shut up, sit down in the corner, be silent, and do as I say.
Right.
And it's crazy. It should be respect more than anything. Respect one another. And character is a lot too in a relationship, and a person has to have character. And I'm about not what a man drives, but what drives a man.
There you go. Let the church say amen.
Amen. Amen.
Woman.
I think with submission, like a lot of these men, get confused. They start watching these red pill podcasts, and then they
Yes.
they get the wrong advice from the wrong people in the wrong situation themselves. And then they sit there and like, hey, that sounds, because I kind of like that, I'm gonna like just run with that. So I'm gonna talk all this garbage about submission without really understanding what it is. And I agree with you, Ty. Like that should be for marriage, because when you get into relationships and you're getting to know each other, like you're learning how to be submissive or dominant in the relationship. And if the two don't exist harmoniously, then it's just never gonna work anyway. So a man could say, well, I want you to be submissive. Well, give me a reason to be submissive. Like I've, been doing this for how long by myself. I would like to be soft and pink, but sometimes you can't be soft and pink, stealing that from Wendy Williams a little bit, but you know what I mean? Like sometimes you can't be because you don't have the man. You want me to be a traditional woman, but you're not a traditional man. So
Get over
That's
here.
good.
I
And
agree with
that
that
people
too.
always skip, I'm sorry to cut you off, love. People always they focus on wives submit to your husbands. They don't, the line right there, men submit to their wives. They're together. They forget that part. And that but why? Because they're not married. They don't understand that dynamic of like a real relationship. So
right.
I don't ever hear like you guys are saying the podcast, no, they're never speaking about men being submissive ever. I've never heard it.
To some men out there, I really think that they need to be submissive to being able to be taught. Because just because you were born a male does not make you entitled that somebody should be submissive to you. But K. Nicole, say what you was gonna say.
I was going to say that I do agree with Ty. However, I also agree that you have to put things already in place. You can't say, oh, I'm going to act like a wife when I become a wife. Those things have to already be in alignment with you. But I also feel like it's about ego when men talk about submission.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with them, because being submissive in a relationship is being a partner and being able to know what needs need to be met, where it's a give and take with submission. And we don't talk about when the men has to submit as well, because it's a give and take, just how we both have male and feminine energy. We have to know when we have to be in our soft feminine side and when we have to be a little aggressive with our man and be like, come on, you can do this, get up, because you have to have both of those. And so I just think that when we talk about submission, we really come from a more ego-based, more than from a building standpoint, and how a woman is supposed to submit in that way and be her soft self. Because like a woman has to have a reason to submit. She's just not going to just because. And I think that a man has to learn himself and how he is and how to be a good man or a great man to get the woman to feel that she should submit.
And you're right about
I agree with
a
you.
good man. A good man and a great man to me is one that is devoid of ego, and they have to be secure and comfortable in their own skin to provide a nurturing environment for their woman to discover all parts of herself. That's why that song is called I'm Every Woman. And there's a whole bunch of women inside of us, and we're not just one way. We're not just one dimensional. So a secure man will allow the woman to grow and prosper and discover all of those beautiful parts of themselves.
Do I have your permission to speak, dear?
Yes, you do.
Okay, having been married, to this amazing woman for over 40 years and been knowing each other for 44 years, I can tell you that you have to look at a relationship like a pyramid. Its largest part is the foundation, which is trust.
Yes.
The middle part of the pyramid is going to be respect, and the little peak at the top is going to be love.
Yeah.
Love is not strong enough to hold anything together. Trust is. If you don't have a foundation of trust, you have nothing. It's trust, respect, and love. Trust, respect, and love. You people in the back, it's trust, respect, love.
That's right.
Because with love comes security. The definition of a man is everyone feels safe around him. That's what a man is. We all had that uncle, or maybe it was your father, or maybe it was your older brother, or your younger brother, who knows? Or maybe you didn't know anyone like this. But you know it when you feel it. Everyone does. When a real man walks into a room, everybody changes their behavior. You know when he walks in, don't start none, won't be none. Old people are safe with him, your daughter's safe with him, children are safe with him, the dog is safe with him. That's the first definition of a man. Everyone feels safe around you. Everyone changes into their A game and their game face when you walk in the room. It changes complete ether in the air when a real man walks in the room. Doesn't mean that his bank account's bigger than everybody. He could be a garbage man. It just means that he's honorable. He operates from those 5 intangibles that you can do anything with, professionally or personally. Humility, gratitude, loyalty, humor, courage. Humility, gratitude, loyalty, humor, courage. So when a woman feels that and operates that herself, trust, respect, and love, there's no reason to submit. There's no submission here.
No.
People say, well, I love the way Wanda looks at you. She looks at me that way because she trusts me, she respects me, and she loves me, but I look at her the same way. The only one who got it wrong is our son. He says, Dad, when you and Mom are on stage, I love to see how you guys look each other in the eye when you're working hard and you're doing your thing. That just melts my heart. I said, at this age, we're just having a welfare check. I'm like, are you having a stroke? Are you okay? Are you all right? Are you okay? That's different. On stage, we're out there huffing and puffing. We got hand gestures and shit that says I'm having a medical crisis. We never had to use those hand gestures. So you shouldn't even be around those types of elements. Let's talk about Jonthan Majors. How the hell did he get himself a white girl who's ruined his entire career?
Okay.
Whether he beat her or not, we don't even know. Or he was set up for it, but why are you with this woman who's obviously a sycophant?
What I didn't get about Jonthan Majors is why he asked her to be his Coretta Scott King.
Listen
now.
Jonthan Majors' ex-girlfriend drops assault and defamation lawsuit against him.
How's about that?
Look at here.
Well, it seems like Jonthan Majors' Coretta Scott King, ex-Grace Jabari, dropped her lawsuit alleging that the actor assaulted and defamed her. Jabari accused her former partner of a pattern of pervasive domestic abuse that began in 2021 and extended through 2023. So, gurus, what are your thoughts regarding Jonthan Majors' ex-girlfriend dropping the lawsuit? Remember, we talked about this before with you guys on the show.
Why did she start it? What was all that? And what did he pay her under the table or something? There has to be a reason behind that.
He ain't go to the Diddy party. That's why.
I don't think that she could feel that she could win. First of all, I mean, he got the DV because she took his phone. He was trying to take his phone. She hurt her finger or whatever case might be. So that's considered first of all, what were you doing? It's funny because I remember when I was in college and I had to go against the board because a fight had broken out between 2 guys that I knew, my boyfriend at the time and another guy, and I was in the freshman dorm. And the judge of the school said to me, had I not been in the freshman dorm, the fight would have never broke out. Okay, cool. We're going to use that scenario for this one. Had she not taken his phone, there would have been no reason for him to even try to reach out. Why are you taking his stuff? Why are you taking his possessions? And then secondly, we all saw the video of him running. How do you get a DV case and you are the person that's running from the person? White privilege is so strong in that case. It doesn't make any sense. You're literally running away from the person and they're chasing after you. And you're considered the domestic violence perpetrator. Yep. It doesn't make any sense. That's white privilege all day. And I think that because of it having so much social media attention and so many videos that I don't think that was going to pan out the way that she wanted to, especially with the video of her chasing him. Defamation of what? You're crazy, lady.
Well, one of the first things that when I heard the news of that, one of the first things that jumped into my mind is if you go back to the beginning of that, Jonthan Majors lost a lot because of that. I mean, he lost acting jobs. His reputation. I mean, this man was the butt of everybody's jokes at the time. And so I mean, for her to drop the case by all means is a good thing. But wow, this man suffered heavily because of the lawsuit and the actions that was taken. You know, he can't go get that money back.
Right.
I
Modeling
feel like he
jobs.
should sue. Honestly, I feel like he should
Oh,
sue, and like all the people that dropped him, because this doesn't look good on her. It doesn't look right. And I was actually having a conversation with a friend of mine about this, because they were like comparing him to Robert Downey Jr. And I said, no, I wouldn't do that comparison. What I would compare them is to Johnny Depp, and how he lost so much. Disney dropped him like a bad habit. And it wasn't until the case was gone through and he had so many receipts of him actually being the victim of domestic violence that Disney had to apologize and pay him so much money to get him back as Jack Sparrow. Like, I feel that's not going to happen. Unfortunately, I don't think Jonathan Majors is going to have the same luck as Johnny Depp.
No.
But it's in the same, I see it as in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
And I just have to say, like, I wish that he was able to countersue all the people that have dropped, to see, like, this is nonsense. And you dropped me based off of hearsay, not waiting for anything to come out in the wash.
Yeah. You know, horrible situation. Yeah, just again, he's not going to be able to recoup any of that. His reputation was tarnished, and I mean, don't forget, I mean, that would have really placed him in a different money bracket too. I mean, I think there was the Revengers wanted him to be.
That Marvel money is
Yeah.
great. You want to have that Marvel money.
Yeah.
But you know, the fact that everyone has lost sight of the fact that this is a white woman named Jabari. Let's just talk about where she got that black name from.
I'm sure she was born in South
Got
Africa.
black in her, and she likes to have black in her. Apparently, Jabari
She was raised in South Africa, I'm sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about it?
Okay, everybody, we are back with another segment of your Q&A with the Lady Guru Show. And if any of you have a question you want us to help you with, you can DM the Lady Guru Show Instagram page, and we will try to help you with a response. Okay, here we go. Hi, I have 3 teenagers, 18, 15, and 13. I'm in my mid-40s, and I'm dating a younger man who's 37 with no kids. I'm in my mid-40s, but I look like I'm in my late 20s or early 30s. I like my men young, and I have no problems being sexy in the bedroom, but I feel like he's bored. I feel like he's not attracted to me anymore. I put on my sexy lingerie for him, but I don't know if it helps. He just takes it off and gets his nut. Sometimes I feel like I have to... Sometimes I feel like I have to compete with all these younger girls because I can tell he's attracted to them, even though he tries to hide it. So what can I do to keep him? Because I feel like he's going to eventually cheat if he hasn't done so already.
Can't do nothing.
Let him go.
Get ahead of him.
Find somebody else be.
That's the one that you have to be concerned about. That's the whole thing. You want somebody in any relationship, you want a person that is going to match your energy.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, yes, Derrick said, trust
Right.
and love.
Love.
There you
Please
go.
teach her.
It's not gonna go anywhere. And I just that's foolishness anyway. That's just
It is.
foolishness. I don't.
Like,
It doesn't matter how young or old you look. That doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It's about the mindset.
I think it's just hilarious how women will say stuff like, "What do I do to stop him from cheating?" It's like,
yeah, it would never
Yeah.
happen.
there's
Honey.
nothing you can do.
Leave him alone. That's what you'll do to stop. Leave him alone.
Exactly. No.
If he
He won't be
if he
cheating on
tells
you
you
no more.
he is,
because you're rid
leave
of him.
him.
But
Exactly.
Right.
Well, also I think it's her approach on choosing too, because number one, she did
Yeah.
say that she likes younger. What is she in her 40s? She likes younger men. So that right there, you know, she has her likes. So, I mean, if she's going to choose a younger man, she also has to know that some younger men haven't reached the level of maturity to be able to appreciate her the way she wants him to.
Well,
So,
if she truly looks 20 something years old in her 40s or whatever, then a lot of it is that might be what's attracted to her. Like maybe they think she's younger and they're attracted to her. And so maybe she's getting an abundance of attention from these young men and not as much because like sometimes when you're like of a certain age and then you look younger, like you can be intimidating to people your age. Like, and I don't understand that, but that happens. And then you wind up dating people that are, significantly younger, and then slowly you realize yeah, he's kind of still immature. Like if you're in your 40s and you're just being as mature as you're gonna get, you do remember that men for the most part mature slower.
Okay.
And sometimes like the plateau is there's like a gap, a huge gap between the maturity level. You know what I mean? Like so
I think she needs to find a guy that's 50 that looks 25 to herself. Like you can find like go for a guy that's that looks as well as you, but in the age bracket. I mean, she's I hate to say it, but I feel like the person's lacking in some arena for you to want to go date somebody that's so much younger and then fight for that as well.
Like,
There's
girl,
something you're lacking in a certain area. You're not sharing
100%.
that, but I wish you would.
Whatever she gets down the road will be her fault.
I still
Literally.
think it goes back to the books, the Torah, the Quran, and the Bible. The Torah, the Quran, and the Bible. They still have women and men chasing something that is probably unobtainable. This whole, and I shall forsake all others till death do us part. Where in the animal kingdom does this really exist? This is why 50%, 55% of all marriages end in divorce.
Yeah.
And those divorces are 95% due to infidelity.
Yes.
Now, that's been since the beginning of the patriarchal system, and it keeps happening. And I don't know why, I don't really go to the barber shop. Obviously, I have nothing to cut. But when I go with my boys, and guys talk, it's the same. They got a good woman at home, the mother of their children or child, but yet they have these other women that they have on the side because they do other things with those women that they don't want to do with their wives. That's the mother of my children. I can't have with my. I don't want her to swallow my. But I'm like, did you actually want to swallow it? Why must you have all these
my
different women and
God.
not tell anybody about it? How does the song go? No lying, no creeping, no sneaking, no cheating. No lying, no creeping, no sneaking, no cheating. Simple. You know we don't have that dynamic in our marriage.
No.
We told you in the last show, we took infidelity off the matrimonial menu.
That's
It's
right.
not on the menu. So we don't have those issues.
Right.
But it takes an elevated soul, elevated frequency. You have to be a high vibrating soul to even arrive at that. But if you're still stuck on, watching a movie together and J-Lo comes up, why are you looking at her? Why are you looking at her? I'm straight. Why are you like that? She's on the screen, but why are you disrespecting me? Blind. And Black and Latin women are crazy.
That's too exhausting.
Do you not have eyes? They should just be looking at me. It's like, did you marry a blind man? Did you marry Stevie Wonder? And he's got 11 kids from 8 women. I mean, come on.
Hey gurus, it seems like Porsha has gotten herself in some hot water. Her estranged husband, Simon, whatever that last name is, Gobadia, has now sued the Real Housewife of Atlanta alum over her erectile dysfunction social media posts. In a new court document obtained by TMZ, Simon claims the Bravo personality made false and defamatory comments about his privates, namely implying that it don't work. Simon says Porsha presented these erectile dysfunction remarks on social media as a fact rather than an opinion, and says the attack has hurt his reputation. He claims he's been subjected to public ridicule and suffered severe emotional distress, especially since PW, Porsha, has a massive following on Instagram. Gurus, what's your thoughts?
He is a lie.
Give me a small
Lie.
violin, please.
Okay.
You done tried to come to America like you Eddie Murphy for 75 times. Okay? We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. You're a scam artist. Okay? She signed the papers to be a scam artist along with you. She finds out that you don't work, and now here we are. You knew that you can't work. You knew that you needed pills for your, and you still decided to take on a high-profile housewife of Atlanta, Porsha Williams. Well, you know all that wagon she dragging gonna need that to work. Okay,
That's a lot of wagon.
that's a lot of wagon she dragging. And if the people don't work, it's a problem.
I feel like you lost me at when your complaint was that she posed it as a fact rather than an opinion. Like, this is the woman who was sleeping with you.
I
So
was
how
about to say,
Right.
Yeah.
why would it be considered an opinion? Like, she would
After
know.
3 kisses, we not nowhere yet.
Like, what? Okay. But I guess they'll put any kind of words out up there, try to confuse the folks. No, it's
He
not
know what
words.
he's doing. He know what he's doing, and he knows how to use words. He's been in the court of law for too many times. He know how to use words. Oh, this is defaming my character, and she has a massive, large following. She knows what she's doing. She's tearing me down, and it's hurting my reputation as a human being. And shut up.
But the issue
Yeah, it's exact.
happens a lot of times with older men, like, and some men that aren't as old, like they wind up like you take medicine for it, and so what? Like, so what? It's a fact of life.
It's a part of life. You're getting older.
Mhm.
It's okay.
Like, this when you get older, like you might use KY rather than
But I'm
you know.
saying, like, you got
Yeah.
money, do something about that. Hey.
So what she
It
said?
seems like her thing is larger than his thing.
I mean,
Slander, balderdash.
And also, too, Porsha is a reality TV star, so she's going to get animated about stuff. She's gonna keep her name in the news. She's gonna, and so, for this guy to be running to the law every time, he better go get a baddie and put her on his arm.
he did that numerous times already. He left a baddie to be with Porsha.
So I mean,
Wow.
hey,
Like, come on. And now you left Porsha. She's a baddie as well. You left her. Now, you didn't left her. God, let me correct that. You ain't leave her. It just amicably ended. Okay.
Mhm.
Ended. That's it. It's over. Here we are. I'm pretty sure he's already walking around with 13 other females on his arm.
yeah. So like, it seems as if he's sitting behind a computer screen, sitting up there worried about what she doing.
Yeah, because she has a following. Because everybody loves Porsha. We all love Porsha. That's why she's
To let you know, the formula still works here. She's been with the man sexually, and she trusts that his dick doesn't work. She respects the fact it's never going to work, and she loves the fact she found out before she married him. You see, the same formula: trust, respect, and love. It's the same damn thing.
Now, I mean, it's still
paperwork.
yeah, but it still doesn't change the fact that Porsha got duped herself. Because at the end of the day, she wanted that money, she wanted that respect. She went out there and she married him, right?
Yeah,
and then come to find out this guy was a hoax. Everything
she married
he
him.
didn't
she
have
married
the
him.
bread that he
Had 2
said he
weddings.
had.
One in Nigeria, one in Atlanta.
Due diligence.
2 weddings.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Okay.
And she paid for both of them. Damn.
I mean, I don't know who paid now, but yeah.
Wow.
But it's just hilarious to me to see them going back and forth. And that's the whole thing. I mean, I don't know if he's doing this to get his name back in the
No,
news.
he's a Gemini. That's what he is. He's a Gemini.
Excuse me, I resemble that remark.
He's a Gemini, right? And she's a Cancer. I'm a Cancer. She's a Cancer. So you already know
Oh,
disaster right
Cancer.
there.
Both of
Disaster.
our mothers are cancers.
Yeah.
Cancer.
Well, well, hopefully they can work. I don't think they're gonna be able to work.
That
it
is not going to work. That is
You
not
know?
going to work. It's over.
Well, her name is Porsha. Of course she was taken for a ride. When you name yourself after what do you expect?
Right.
You know? Hey, gurus, somebody has actually proposed to Blac Chyna. Derrick Milano is the lucky man. Derrick is a songwriter who has co-written for Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, Moneybagg Yo, Ty Dolla $igns, Cardi B, Kevin Gates, and more. At Howard Homecoming, Milano got on one knee and proposed on stage in front of a few thousand people. However, the question of a prenup agreement came up during a podcast with both of them present, and both of them said no to the prenup. So, gurus, given Blac Chyna's dating history, do you think my guy Derrick Milano should sign a prenup?
They're probably holding the same amount of money, I would think.
Right.
And I feel like she's happy now. She's happy. So she don't. That's
Wait a
not-
minute, that's what we said about Jennifer Lopez.
What? Come on now. Damn
Don't do
Lopez.
that. Don't do that.
Right. At all. Damn
No,
Lopez.
what I'm
Don't do
going to
that.
say is that love at times can blind people from protecting their assets.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say that a prenup is not telling someone that you don't trust them
Yeah.
or you don't love them.
I
All
agree.
those connotations. It's about protecting your asset and
Yeah.
protecting your businesses prior to the marriage. That is it. And when people take it to other notions, it distorts it. It's simply to protect your assets, nothing more, nothing less. So when people say, "Oh, I love them, so I would never have a that has nothing to do with it.
So they
No.
cross your ass.
Yep, I agree.
Let's ask the married.
You know what it is?
Yeah,
A lot-
because-
people do things that they wouldn't do when their feelings is hurt. Like,
Exactly.
in other
Mhm.
words, when somebody is upset and they're not thinking and it's a fresh wound, people will do things when their feelings is hurt. So, I mean, you know, a lot of times when people just wait a while and then they start thinking in a new way to wherein, you know, that's why they always say, you know, never make knee-jerk decisions. So, I don't know, Wanda D, what is your advice? What is your thinking on this?
Well, a marriage license is like a business contract. What do you say? You get what you negotiate.
In life, you get what you deserve. In business, you get what you negotiate.
That's right.
But your marriage should be a business.
No.
If you don't have trust, respect, and love,
Mhm.
I'll keep preaching that till the people in the back pew get it, then don't get married.
No.
Oprah is not married to Stedman. You don't have to be married. It's back to the Torah, the Quran, and the Bible of a woman being owned by a man and taking his last name. Wake up, ladies. You don't gotta marry him. Oprah's a billionaire. Stedman is well taken care of. If they decide to be together, they can. But you don't have to be in this institution of marriage. Who wants to be institutionalized? When you get married, a prenup. If you're going to get married, then it means you've already mastered the trust, respect, love thing. If not, live together, be boyfriend, and have side-by-side houses, but just don't buy into the whole, I got to marry the man because that's what the good book says. The good book was written by bad men.
Thank you.
And then he sips his drink.
Yeah, I mean, you know, look, you know, she has a dating history that is very, I mean, to be a skeptic, I don't think you're overthinking, you know what I mean? But, I mean, to each his own, you know?
But let's give Blac Chyna some credit. She's personifying the thing I spoke about earlier in this broadcast. She got older and wiser and realized the shit that she was selling was and she matured.
She evolved spiritually.
Surely
That's
did.
what I'm talking about. If you can't look back at what you did in your 20s and be proud of what you presented to the world when you had the world looking at you, you probably shouldn't be doing it in the first place. And she admits that the things she did and the false pieces of her body she added and all the tattoos, she's like, what the hell was I thinking?
All right, Debbie, you want to go to LGS News?
All right, everybody, in case you've been busy or you just don't know what the hell is going on, this is the Lady Guru Show news for you. Aussie Media chef Carlos Watson found guilty of securities fraud and conspiracy charges, a con man who told a lie after lie, prosecutor says. Aussie Media founder Carlos Watson was found guilty Tuesday by a federal jury in Brooklyn of defrauding investors and operating of the firm that he pitched as the next generation media company. Watson was found guilty of fraud and conspiracy charges in New York's Eastern District Circuit after an 8-week trial. He faces up to 37 years in prison. Oh, dang. Aussie Media shuts its doors in early 2023 amid a scandal that erupted after the New York Times reported on a scheme arranged by Watson and Samir Raoul, Aussie's media chief operating officer, to impersonate executives from YouTube and other firms to help the company land investment dollars. The jury found that Watson was a con man who told a lie upon lie upon lie to deceive investors into buying stocks into his company. Watson invested phony financial figures and caused others to forge fake contracts and impersonate a media executive, said Brian Peace, U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District.
We are talking about, I didn't even know about this.
I didn't know that.
Carlos Watson, the guy who everybody's seen in media and on different shows, is now facing this type of time? Outrageous. Remember a few years ago, he was the guy that had the YouTube media thing going. And I guess I was wondering how it was getting so popular so fast. And apparently he's been involved in a lot of forgery.
And now he's been invited to be the Secretary of Commerce in the Trump cabinet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Why not?
If you've been indicted, you're invited.
That's a good one. Well, in other news, the Illinois Supreme Court on Thursday overturned former Empire actor Jussie Smollett's conviction for allegedly staging a hate crime against himself in Chicago in 2019. I can't even put a straight face, Lord. The state's highest court did not weigh in on the merits of the case against Smollett, ruling only that his constitutional rights were violated when he was prosecuted a second time after the original charges against him were dropped in 2019. This was not a decision on the merits of the case, whether or not he's guilty or not guilty, or he did it or he didn't do it. This is strictly a constitutional decision saying that this due process rights were violated by the way the system prosecuted him. CBS News Chicago legal analyst Irv Miller said, "There should not have been a trial before a jury. There should not have been a sentencing him to probation and time in the Cook County Jail." Well, and in other news, Mike Tyson breaks his silence after loss to Jake Paul. Mike Tyson lost a unanimous decision to Jake Paul on Friday night at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. The fight wasn't spectacular, but no one in their right mind should have expected it to be. Tyson is 58 years old. While his body looked in good shape, he moved like a 58-year-old, making what he right. That's I'm like, what?
I'm 58 years old, but
that's a lie. That's a lie if I saw it. Yeah. That's a lie. Okay. Where am I? Tyson spoke to Ariel Helwani in the ring after the fight, but didn't speak during the post-fight presser. Instead, the boxing icon took to social media on Saturday to address the world. Let's hear this. This is one of those situations when you lost but still won, I bet. Tyson said in a social media post, I'm grateful for last night. No regrets to get in the ring one last time. I almost died in June, had 8 blood transfusions, lost half my blood and 25 pounds in the hospital, and had to fight to get healthy to fight, so I won. To have my children see me stand toe-to-toe and finish 8 rounds with a talented fighter half my age in front of a packed Dallas Cowboys stadium is an experience that no man has the right to ask for. Thank you.
It was a purse fight. I
It
didn't
was
watch it,
definitely
but
a
I heard a
purse
lot
fight.
of people.
With a
A
hand
lot
A
of people
throne.
said that it was bad. I heard that Mike Tyson did looked very wobbly. They thought that he wasn't even going to be able to. He was going to fall before the fight even happened. I heard from a lot of people, but it was a purse fight. Like it was really just a bag for both of them to make some money.
Exactly. That's all that was.
And also,
The way you was knocking that trainee out in the in your training, you can't tell me you couldn't take that to the ring. Cut it out, stop it.
Jake Paul spoke about fights and how they're fixed. You can find it on YouTube.
Yes.
He says they're easy to fix. He told Mike, listen, I'll make 40 million, you make 20 million, but you cannot knock me out. I won't knock you out
Exactly.
either.
I
Let's
saw
let me
that.
win by decision.
Saw
Never
that.
underestimate the treachery of a white man. Mike threw the fight. Mike is from Brooklyn.
Yes, he
Brooklyn!
did.
I'm from Brooklyn. Mike is 58. I'm 58. I still dance and twirl and rap on stages, stadium-sized stages around the world. Sure, I'm a little bit slower, just a little, but I'm not in need of oxygen at mouth to mouth between performances. Mike could have killed the guy. You could see when they both sort of bumped heads, and you saw Jake whisper in his ear like, Negro, it's that time. All of a sudden, Mike couldn't land punches anymore because the beast in him was kicking this man's ass at the beginning. But when they came together and Jake whispered in his ear, what do you think you said to him? Do you want this 20 million or not? Remember, I have to win.
Exactly.
I want to make another 40 million fighting the next guy. You see, he's already lining up his next fight.
And Mike should have got the 40 million because the draw was his name.
He's the marquee value.
Right.
Mike could have fought Elmo on Sesame Street and filled 70,000 seats.
Yes.
No one came to see Jake Paul, the great white hope.
I mean, I thought that they were seeing him as the underdog, and that's why they had him as the, because of his age and him being the aging boxer that he is.
Got nothing to do with nothing, bro.
Remember the top of this conversation when I talked about Polestar being the Bible for entertainment? Jake Paul cannot fill 70,000 seats. Mike Tyson can. So no matter what is considered, he's the one that puts the most asses in the seats, and he should have got the highest purse. That should tell you who's on the fight. Jake Paul presents Jake Paul, getting a decision against Mike Tyson. Jake Paul was in charge. It was always set to win. Mike threw the fight. God bless him.
I always say it's not exactly about what you do, it's about how many people you could bring out. And Mike Tyson could bring out a bunch of people,
Of course.
All right, gurus, it's been a good show. You know what I'm saying? Everybody out there, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. I want to thank Wanda D and Eric Floyd for coming out. So glad you guys were here.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of you.
We love being with you.
Yes, we do.
Thank you. Okay, gurus, this is the Lady Guru Show, and we are out of here.
Where my girls
We out.